I want to read something that caught our attention. It is from your CEO, Tony Hayward, from a statement last night after you decided that Top Kill was not working. And he said in part, "I am disappointed that this operation did not work. The team executed the operation perfectly, and the technology worked without a single hitch." And so I'm left with a question. So if the technology worked without a hitch and the operation was executed perfectly, what the heck went wrong?
Well, Candy, we are disappointed. We didn't wrestle the well to the ground last night. We're disappointed that the oil is going to flow for a while, and we're going to redouble our efforts to make sure it's kept off the beaches. What he's referring to there was at 5,000 feet, we did set up a technical operation that allowed us to pump these heavy fluids and bridging materials into the well. That in itself is what he's referring to as having been executed well. People did a tremendous job on the engineering, and the many scientists, both from the government and BP, made that part happen. But we were not able to overcome the flow of the well. There was just too much flow out the top, and we weren't able to drive these fluids down. So we're immediately going to move now to a containment operation.
So basically you've moved from trying to plug this gusher, which proved more powerful than the mud, and the next procedure tries to contain it.
That's right. We will put a cap on the top of this well. We'll do a sophisticated operation with robots and make a clean cut across the top of a piece of equipment down there called a lower marine riser package with diamond saws, and then we will lower down over that a cap to produce it to the surface. We learned some things from the previous cap that we tried that created these hydrates that made it float, really. And this time we'll circulate warm seawater down around it to prevent that from happening, and our objective is to contain the majority of the oil and gas.
Some of our reporters have talked to some scientists and some experts on this who say that it's possible when you cut that broken pipe that's on top of the blowout preventer that you could make the oil flow more, that it would just become a bigger gusher, at least temporarily, if not for a long time, if this cap doesn't work.
Well, right now the oil is flowing out the top through a number of holes right there that your viewers will see sometimes, right above the top of the well, and then down the end of the pipe. We don't believe that that's creating that great of a restriction. There may be a small increase, but you should not expect to see a large increase, if any, by cutting this off and making a clean surface for us to be able to put this containment vessel over it.
And when you say containment, it is possible that you won't be able to contain it all, that there will still be a leak, but hopefully a smaller leak.
That's right. It's not a pressure-sealed vessel. It will, but we believe it will get the majority of the oil and gas. Because there's such a high concentration of gas, if there is some gas that leaks out, it will look like a lot. But we think we will be able to get the majority through this dome and then produce it up to the surface.
And is it safe to say that with each new attempt to try to contain or control this gusher, the chances of success get less, assuming that you started with your best chance to begin with, that now we have an even less percentage of a chance that it'll be successful?
Well, I think the Top Kill operation itself was something that had a level of uncertainty to it because it was just something that was so new. We weren't sure we were even going to be able to pump that mud in and maintain those pressures. This is a containment operation that I think is more straightforward. It's certainly not certain at these depths. It will all be done by robots. So I think we moved to the containment, whereas before we were trying to, in an early way, shut off the well flow completely. Backstopping all this will be a relief well, which will get down there by August.